Good morning. I'm Ben Thomas, Mookie, DynamiteJones.com. I'm here with James Yeager of Tactical Response. Okay. We had a lively discussion in the team room here in Camden amongst, obviously the converted people who believe in gun rights. And I was surprised to hear how many different interpretations, even amongst ourselves, that we have, not only on just gun rights, the Second Amendment, but on how to effectively change public opinion and ultimately law. I was doing an interview, and I'll just surmise my personal opinion. I believe that people who want to ban guns typically are good people. Typically, their intent is to save children's lives, to end violence. These are good things. These are probably good people. So attacking them, when you attack their anti-gun position, they think that you're a bad person or that you're calling them a bad person, which many times some of us are that aggressive. How do you come about it? When you meet an anti-gun dude, how do you feel about it?
I don't like hate them. If that's what you're asking me, I don't feel any angst, but I don't try to convince them of my position. And what I mean by that is I believe this is a very divisive issue, like any other gay marriage, legalizing drugs, whatever. I believe that people's minds are made up, and there's nothing I can do to sway. So I'd rather not make an enemy, I'd rather not make an insurgent than I would just be polite and part ways with them.
Right.
Because I look at it from the inverse perspective. There is no way they could convince me to give up my God-given right. There's nothing they could say. There's nothing they could do. There's nothing. So I can only assume that they feel that strongly about it. So why would I waste energy and make an enemy when I'm not going to convince them?
Frequently when I'm discussing with I love my family, but they're liberals, with my family at Christmas and whatnot, they propose this argument. Well, if anyone can own any weapon they want, what's to stop people from having nuclear weapons? Have you ever heard this?
Okay, here's the thing. If we look at the Constitution and all the texts that support the Constitution, what we are legally allowed to have, in my opinion, are any weapons that an infantry soldier would have. That includes a machine gun and hand grenades. I know, hand grenades are, but that's what it means. It does not mean nuclear weapons. It does not mean a battleship. It does not mean a tank. And you have to get marquees for stuff like that. And Congress can issue marquees to citizens for battleships. That's a whole different thing. But no, it's not about nuclear bombs, but it does mean crazy stuff like a fucking AT-4 anti-tank rocket. It does mean a belt-fed machine gun. And so stuff like that really makes people uneasy, but that's the reality of it. And I would like to say one more thing about it. All the ordnance used during the Revolutionary War, including cannons, were owned by civilians.
I didn't know that.
There was no government to own them.
Huh. Wow.
Yeah, all that stuff was owned by civilians.
I heard you say once, and I hope you can repeat it for me. I don't mean to put you on the spot.
Yeah, go ahead.
People against for gun control are emotional. There's no logic behind it. Do you remember that?
Yeah, I can explain that easily. People that are anti-gun always use emotional arguments. It's for the kids and blah, blah, blah. And it's about the heart and soul and brain.
I'm a good person.
Right. The people that are pro-gun are like, well, okay, I appreciate your emotion and your feelings, but this is the law. And it doesn't really matter if you like the law or not. It's the law. And so they want to get together and vote on stuff. Well, if I get together with my friends and vote that we are legally allowed to go into your house and take your stuff, that doesn't make it right, even though it's the vote. Doesn't make it right. The law of the land is you are free in your personal effects and possessions that they're yours, and so that's just how I feel about it.
Okay. Always insightful. Always good to talk to you. I had a great time. Thanks for having me. DynamiteJones.com, TacticalResponse.com. I'm sure you can find them on the internet. Thank you very much.